I do just what I do, and I hope you let me in, yeah.
Hello, everybody. Hello. It's the Otaku Town episode 20 already, which is crazy. This episode, me and Pack a Punch are going to talk about another new anime, which is Mob Psycho 100, which is season 2. We might talk about season 1 some more. But overall, how are you doing tonight, Pack a Punch?
I'm alright. What about you?
I'm doing good, man. Doing good. Hello, everybody in chat. How you doing? I see you guys there.
How you doing there?
So you were telling me that you've been reading a lot of manga. Could you tell us what manga you've been reading? Do a little update on what we've been doing. What's he been reading?
I've been reading Promised Neverland. I read Seven Deadly Sins. I read Black Clover, of course. All the stuff that's currently going right now.
Oh, okay.
And
You're reading
what
Black
else
Clover
I'm
now?
reading? No, I've been reading it for a couple of months.
Oh,
I caught up.
I didn't know if you were reading that or not. I knew you were watching it, but I didn't know you were reading the manga. So that's what you've been reading. All right. Well, for me, I've been watching Darling in the Franxx, which is getting better, just so you guys know. At first, I was like, I don't know, but it's getting better. I'm enjoying it more. Also, I just caught up on Mob Psycho 100 today, actually. I watched like 3 episodes. I watched 3 episodes yesterday, and what is it, 4? Yeah, 4, because there's 7 total right now. And then I've been watching, finished Twin Star Exorcist, finally. Pack Punch was making fun of me because it took me like 4 months. But we got her. We did her. It took a while, but we did her. Well, I've been watching other animes during the time, but still, it took me a while. I'm going to catch up now on the time we got reincarnated as a slime, which has been very good. Been really enjoying that. And then Rise of the Shield Hero. I'm waiting for tomorrow's episode. Wednesdays. That's a good thing on Wednesdays. So, but yeah, overall, just really enjoying it. But now we're going to talk about Mob Psycho 100 Season 2, which is which we're going to spoil stuff. So if you guys haven't watched, be warned. We're going to talk about the first 7 episodes that have come out. Oh, I think I hear you, Pack a Punch, a little bit. I seen that you were talking earlier. There you go.
First 7 episodes.
Yeah. So overall, I think how we usually start this is what our first impressions are, which is kind of what this episode is about. It's our first impressions about Mob Psycho 100 so far. Only 7 episodes. Do you think this is only going to be... Okay, I'm going to start a question right away. You think this is only going to be like 13 episodes, like the first one? Or are they going to do a bigger... like 24?
I don't know.
I have no idea, because I have you read it at all, or no?
No, I don't. I don't read ones. I don't read his work.
Okay.
Not yet, anyways.
Gotcha.
So
I was
I
just
haven't
curious.
even read One Punch Man. Yeah, so even if for me to know, I would have to look at, like, I don't know if it's broadcasting on TV,
Yeah.
but if it is, then I would have to, like, see what anime slot's taking over that time. So I don't know, actually. I don't think will it be 13 episodes? It might be.
Yeah.
Be. One Punch,
Which is kind of crazy.
Mob Psycho is an
coming up.
anime done by Madhouse, and it takes a while to do. So
Madhouse
yeah,
is
I
still
can see
working
it
on
being
it?
13 episodes. Huh?
Madhouse is still working on this one?
Hmm?
Madhouse? I didn't really pay attention on who was making this one.
Oh no, it's the same.
Okay.
Madhouse.
It's just because they're not doing One Punch Man, so
Yeah.
I didn't know for sure. I should have looked at the credits or whatever. Usually with the Madhouse logo. I didn't do my research
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
That's my bad. But
But the author one's always been he's very active with story, well, not story, but like with premiering the episode and showcasing. Like he's always drawing something, and then like the day before or the day of the episode, he's out with the drawing, just like showcasing like this is episode 6, and it's like it's pretty fun
that's
because
cool.
he like gives a little to what to. It's not like what will happen, but it's like what seems interesting. Who's gonna be primarily focused on in the episode. You can tell as as a cover. So it's pretty funny. He's been
Yeah,
coming out with a lot of stuff.
that's cool. Proud of his work, which I've been enjoying this first or the second season. I won't lie, for the first season, just gonna talk a little bit just about it. First season, it took me a little bit to get into Mob because it kind of was slow for me. I was like, I don't know where this is kind of going, kind of thing. But the ending made up for it. You guys watched hopefully you watched the first season. You're not watching the second season right now. But anyways, I really did enjoy the ending of the first season. But season 2 has started off pretty strong. There's 2 episodes so far that I think was just an amazing job, especially episode 5, which I thought was amazing animation in my way. Like a really cool. This is the fight between Mob and what the heck's his name? The 40-year-old psychic dude. I don't remember his name.
The guy who passed away.
Yeah, the guy that passed away. That he was pretty damn strong. But anyways, like when they went into inside the girl's body or whatever, and they kind of fought, because he wanted to save the girl. And man, that artwork, that animation, like Madhouse, they're good. They're good. They are good. There was all kinds of crazy stuff happening, doing crazy attacks and just busting it out pretty much, which was really really cool. Of course, I love his comedy overall with One Punch Man and Mob Psycho 100. I love the comedy in it.
Yeah, that was a really interesting fight, but I think what was probably the most interesting is that um that same person was trying to create basically a realm where Mob is treated. I'm not saying he wasn't treated unfairly, but he basically can't use his psychic powers and stuff.
Yeah,
And he's just a regular human being getting bossed around. He didn't have people who supported him, and he was basically almost all alone. And will bully him all the time.
yeah.
And
Kind of
then
felt.
from there, you know, from there he witnessed his own darkness. You gotta look at it this like he's getting bullied every single day. He can't take it at all. Everything he loves or anything he likes is getting trashed. He's getting beat up, and then suddenly he just snaps and breaks, just like as the guy wanted, because he wanted to show that hey, without your powers and the people around you, then you really, you can't really do anything. I'm not saying do anything. I would mean like you won't be you would be pissed off at the humans that you're nearby. Like they're just disgusting human beings who only plan to use you. And so Mob, he falls into the darkness, but then Dimpy saves him, and then he knocks him to sense and he remembers everything. Then Mob goes past 100. He goes further beyond what he's ever been, which
Yeah,
which is very interesting because if you look at it, Mob at 97, what was it, 93% or whatever. When he was fighting that guy in the physical realm before he went to the girl's body that was possessed, he was he was stronger significantly. He was weaker significantly. Like he could barely do anything, and Mob flat out admitted like that guy is way stronger than Mob, and that guy wasn't really breaking. So Mob got so much more powerful in that fight, and not only that, that same person, he actually pushed Mob to go past 100, which nobody has ever done before,
Yeah.
and you know that helped Mob. And also, this is also because instead of his feelings being in gold, it was like more of his like he acknowledged his feelings, and that's what made her even stronger. And we got an idea of how you know psychics become stronger because it wasn't clear cut as before, but it's clear cut now. They stated like your feelings are the power or are the source of your psychic ability. That's what you derive most of your strength. Um, and of course, Mob things, and he used them to beat his opponent. And from there, it became a little interesting because we get Mob understanding himself and understanding his emotions. So once he understood that. He understood like, oh, I have my own kind of will. I'm not saying he never acknowledged it, but he started being more outgoing, more well, not outgoing. I would say because he's always been outgoing in a sense, but I say he was more to try new things and more like with the people he hanged around with, and he wanted to live life. He wanted to live his own life, enjoy him. But because of the choices he chose and Reagan Sensei, he was like, oh, you know, he's like, Mob, you gotta keep working for me, and you gotta keep doing this. He's like, you gotta not be around these people because they're just leeching off of you, man. And Mob realized, like, man, you're not letting me live my own life. It's like you're not letting me have a choice. You're not letting me have this, and it's the same thing, similar to what was happening before. It's like whenever Mom doesn't have a choice, he just he goes he turns against anybody who is really in his. Of course, sometimes he does just like he just takes his like okay, it's a small thing, but this time it was somebody really significant to him, and he was like he gave him saying, "Hey, Reagan, like I have a life, man. Like stop bothering me. Like on these certain times, like I want to be with my friends. Like I understand you want to do certain things, but doing it on my time." So it's cool that Mob finally got a backbone to stand up for himself, and because of this, Reagan just said, "Oh, he realized he messed up," and that's what the last two episodes were about. It was really good because for the first season, really about Mob Psycho, we were all like, "Yo, this kid is crazy powerful." Not only that, and because he's crazy powerful, it's like, why is he? Why is this? I understand that guy's teaching off him, but why does a mob just detract from him? Why didn't he just stop messing with him? It's like he clearly like powers, so or so you think, because there's a whole nother argument regarding that because of on the end of season one. But he clearly is fraud, just leeching off Mob's abilities, and Reagan realizes his dilemma, and his dilemma was like what did he aspire to, and how was he gonna bring that into fruition? And Mob was the how can I say it, the tool for Reagan to do that. And I'll just end my note on that.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. I totally agree. Because like season one, Mob is kind of just that lonely kid, and then he slowly builds up, friends around him. What I did like though, especially this, like season two, he's changing because now he's getting more. Um, he's making more friends, which he wants to spend more time with these friends. But then it kind of gets in the way with his master, which we do see in season two here. But it was kind of neat to see kind of his backstory and like why he started doing this. Like we never knew why he started doing it. It's kind of cool to see his background story and how he got into it. Obviously got in a mess with the whole live TV show there, which was pretty funny.
Yeah,
I didn't think he was gonna talk his way out of this one. So his
he,
salt trick doesn't work all the time. uh, but that was really cool. And this mob's just changing as a character. Like you said, he's getting that backbone. And it's kind of cool. It's neat that you mentioned the how far he went. We don't know how far he went because it was question marks when he went beyond that 100 there. Um,
yeah, and not only that, like,
it could have been over 9,000. You don't know. All right, we don't
yeah,
know.
but like if you do the math right, like, remember, Mob in his 90 couldn't do anything towards that guy, and that guy became exponentially more powerful inside the possessed girl, and Mob was fighting him off with not at 100%. So it just shows that how strong, or if it was 100%, it was a drastic improvement. Because think about it, like, Mob at 90%, 90 whatever percent couldn't handle that guy, but Mob at 100% can handle it, and it just. But there was a big difference. There was a big gap between them because that guy was already weaker. So you could hypothetically say that Mob was guy even strong after he his emotions and going to his new 100%. So you could say he can cut his own limits.
Yeah. Um, he. Yeah. It's very interesting. I don't know how far he can go. The form
He
was cool
goes as
too.
far as the narrative takes him.
Yeah,
That's
that's
it.
true. I'm really curious to see where this like season goes, though. Obviously, we're seeing, Mob becoming, I don't know, more human, right? I don't know. Is that a saying? Coming more alive because he was just kind of a kid that kind of just did his thing, was quiet, whatever. Used his psychic powers. He. It's interesting because he doesn't want to use his psychic powers anymore. He's trying to not use them. Instead of, like, when the bullies came up in this season and was kind of harassing him, other people came to save him in a way because he wasn't going to he didn't want to use his psychic powers. He was hoping not to. Where in season 1, he used them pretty much all the time to get him out of certain situations. But so that was, like, cool to see. But I'm curious where we're going to go. I think the season so far is we're learning a lot more. We're getting a lot more character development between Mob and Reagan. So, which is cool to see. I'm just really curious, like, where do we lead up to now? Because right now they've just been doing certain jobs, kind of like how season 1 started. They were just, doing exorcisms and stuff like that, and doing random jobs. I did like the whole. Was it episode 2 with the big guy there?
Oh
it
yeah,
the Drager? What is it called? The urban
yeah,
legend.
the dragger.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was funny.
not only
The whole Dimple thing part where he took over. I was like, what in the world? I thought this guy was like OP for a second. I'm like, oh no, it's Dimple. Never mind. when he's fighting with the big body
yeah,
there, that was pretty cool though. What did you
uh,
think about that? Oh,
this season again is really good. Like, we got a lot. We got a. I wouldn't say Mob didn't have a personality. It's just that he always wanted to cultivate relationships, but it was hard for him because the thing is, like, because he would get excited. It's like the whole thing. It's like,
yeah.
when he has more feelings, the more he uses gets into his emotions, and he can't control himself. Then he hits 100, and then he goes mad. And especially when he goes, really rage mode and gets really upset because he can't control himself. So was even though he was a leech, Reagan was the building block to help him understand that his psychic powers are characteristic of himself, and he has to learn how, channel his emotions. Learn that,
Yeah.
and the only way,
He's a
handle your
genuinely good guy.
emotions is be around. And Mob does this the perfect way. The best best way to channel your emotions and understand them is, be in circumstances and events, in your environment that have that force to be emotional, cry, get angry. I understand Mob, and then I believe Mob learned that a lot. Not only that, he just kept trying,
Yeah,
even though physically he's not the strongest or whatever.
but he's
You know,
getting stronger. Those push-ups. Oh, we're losing you a little bit. So it's funny with the body or the workout group that he's in there, where he's actually getting stronger with his body. The push-ups. I'm not gonna lie though, I laughed my butt off with the old lady scene where she runs past Mom and Mom's like, "No, I've been working out for so long," and she passed me. Oh man, this is so funny. Oh, Pack Punch is having a little mic issues here. Which is hilarious because when I seen that scene in the anime, it thought, okay, I did a bike race a couple years ago and I was not in the best in shape. I'm not gonna lie. When I was doing the bike race, there was this bigger guy. He was a bigger guy, and he passed me during the bike race, and I was like, man, I need to get out some more. I need to get in shape. So I felt like Mob there. I'm like, I guess Mob was actually working out. I was not, but I don't know. It just felt like it made me remind me of that in my life. So I was like, oh yeah, wait, that's happened to me. So, which is cool. Mad respect to the guy that passed me. All right, if you hear this, good job out there. So, are you still having mic issues or no? Oh, I can't tell. Oh, he is. Hopefully, he'll come back here soon. I guess I'll fill it in until he gets his mic going. Let's see. Oh, might hurt. There you go. Now, what were you saying? I was just jumping into the fill in.
It's all right. Yeah. So, what I liked about the recent episode about Ray is just like, he just built himself up,
Oh,
because
yeah.
we know Reagan is a leech, but like we never know understand.
Uh-oh. We heard Leech. It's not working again, Pack a Punch. Winstar. Hang on here, Pack a Punch. Your mic's not working there. But anyways, I'll fill in until he gets.
I was just
There we go.
saying, like,
There you go.
for Mom to, I was saying, I forgot. Whatever.
Well, you said Reagan was a leech. Was the last thing we heard.
Well, I was
Or we
saying
knew
was
he
like
was a.
Reagan was a. I was saying like everyone knew like Reagan was a leech, but you never knew how he got into the circumstances he's in, because, and we actually learned that, he has a he his family, he doesn't have a really an amazing relationship with his family,
Yeah.
and what he desired, the most was, hey, I want to do something. I want somebody. I want to, help people, and that's what Reagan's jobs really were. To be honest with you, at the beginning, even though he conned some people, he actually helped a lot of people. Doing massages, having people have reconciliation, have even though he faked some of the the possession, he actually helped people move on along with their life, and a lot of people needed that kind of stuff. A lot of, like, somebody needs to tell you sometimes, hey, you can do it, even though even sometimes you don't believe you can do it, or you're having a hard time, and you're just like, all right, I got to dig myself in the dirt. And Reagan was that person. Yeah, and he did like
Yeah, he's like
and
Mob summed it up. He's a generally good guy.
yeah, he's a generally good guy. You know, but Mob. Even though but what's even funny is that a lot of people were calling Reagan what's it called, a a fake a fake psychic, but I don't necessarily think he's a fake psychic per because if you ever like watch like the past seasons, like he has spiritual awareness, like he sees spirits clear. A lot of a lot of times. Yeah, you could say some people do see spirits too, but a lot of people don't. Also, how did he even take all those abilities? It's like he probably has some type of technique. Not saying he has a technique. I don't think he necessarily has a technique, but he had the ability to wield, you know, psychic abilities, as
I just
shown
like
in
the
the
salt
last season.
technique, man.
Yeah, the knee technique, but the funny thing is
Yeah,
the knee actually freaking worked. It was pretty funny,
yeah, that's funny.
but like that whole scene of like even even all the real espers and the psychics, they actually acknowledge Reagan, and all the people who aren't psychics don't acknowledge him. Like even Dippy, yeah, he may be a fraud or whatever, acknowledges him and acknowledges his usefulness to Mob and to the gang and to the plot itself. Like you even see like I forgot the guy's name already, but the blonde haired dude who was wearing a wig
Oh yeah,
most of
the
the
wig.
season.
Yeah,
He actually said, "Hey, Reagan's not a fake. There's no way he doesn't have psychic powers. Like I just I believe it's like I don't because if you can at least see less even spiritual beings, you have psychic powers. It's just not as big as mobs, or you can't really do anything crazy. And he wielded it like nothing in that last season. Maybe he has the ability to absorb magical energy. I mean, not magical energy per se. It's not magical energy. It's psychic abilities. But that's a whole nother.
that'd be
That's a
kind of
whole
crazy
nother
though if like
easy.
he does become a psychic though, like actually.
Yeah, I think his abilities just he can absorb it for right now.
The thing is, the
It's
good
not because he's never stated to have his own ability. We never seen his attribution towards it. We just see him that he can see spirit. He saw
it's true.
Dimple, and yeah, and he can for that last
There's certain
episode he done all
signs
that crazy stuff.
for
Yeah,
sure.
there's certain signs, and I just peeped it, and I was like,
I could see. Yeah,
because even Mob, when he was a child, he's like, yeah, if I concentrate, in the last episode, he's like, even if I concentrate, I can see spirits. It's like, well, what's his name? What's his name can see spirits, and yes, I understand. There's an argument against this, which is, you know, some people actually see spirits, see spirits when they're in danger and stuff, but Reagan sees them most of the time.
yeah, and he
But
doesn't really feel that in danger because he kind of plays the tough card, tough guy
yeah,
role. Um, but it's interesting with him. Just his personality that be just being a good person. He can read people very well. That's why he can talk his way out of things. Just like when they were at that rich person's the girl's body there when he went in there first. Like he knew right
yeah.
away, and everyone else was faked out about it. And he's like, no, like he's really good at
Everyone
like
was like,
reading people.
she's clearly not possessed.
Yeah,
And then Reagan's like, nah, she's possessed.
yeah, she's definitely possessed. So and it
and
was
then
cool because he explained why. Like he never said he
and
was a
everyone's like,
psychic.
bull crap.
Yeah. Oh
And
man, stuff went down there.
yeah, and then basically almost the same thing happened in reverse because the way that scammed him
Yeah,
just made him say like a fraud. He's like, oh, the boy was never possessed in the beginning, so you did all that crap,
yeah, which is
as you
funny
guys
because
saw
he was technically right. It just he thought he had to do a little gig because he's like, oh, it's a script. Oh, I'm just gonna
that.
go
Well,
with it.
Yeah, it was a scam all the way because he knew. I think he knew that Reagan was like, oh, he would catch on to his script, so he wouldn't, he wouldn't freaking go crazy over the opportunity. But even then, even if the old guy went first, he probably would be like, Reagan, I need your help with this, and then he probably would have done the same thing. It's like, oh, the boy was never freaking, it was never possessed at the end anyway. So, oh, really? So, yeah, I was just trying to see if you. So, wow. So, you got played.
Yeah, I got
It
played.
is. But, it was awesome because
Yeah, in
we
the end.
finally get to see Reagan on, like, his role. And that's what was important, even when he was having that press conference. Like, he realized what his aspirations were and what mom meant to him and to his dream. And because, we understand how mob what Reagan means to mob, but we never really got into the real deep manner of, not financially or opportunity job wise and leeching wise, but we have finally got to the personal reason why mob is I mean Reagan is does Reagan see in mob.
Hmm.
And it's kind of funny because both of them are the same,
Yeah, they both need each other.
both of them are alone,
Yeah.
you know Well, well, as they were alone, I would say Mob is not as alone as he used to be.
No, he's definitely getting a lot more friends um, throughout. One of my all-time favorite parts of the Reagan is it's end of season one when he gets Mob's power, and everyone's like, "No way, dude!" When he's beating up the one dude. That is a great Reagan moment. I think he's definitely one of my favorite characters in the anime for sure. Dude's just funny. Um,
Yeah, so he's hilarious.
yeah, he's great for the show. Uh, I even watched a little bit of that special episode, which totally pretty much all recap of season one, but told in Reagan's uh, way, which it's a good laugh. Got a little new content in there, but otherwise it's mostly a recap. Just for you guys, if you're thinking about watching the special, uh, which I think is like an hour ish long. Um,
Yeah, it's about an hour or so.
yeah, it's just funny because it's his side of the story and how it changes and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm really curious to see where the series goes now for the rest. If it is only gonna be 13 episodes, that's like what, seven episodes for us? No, six,
Ye-
because eight now. Yeah. So I'm really curious to see because overall, I'm like, where do we go? Like, is there a high
Where do
like
I
someone's
have
gonna
an idea
challenge
already?
Mob, you know how anime goes. There's gonna be some kind of I don't know, maybe Esper that wants to rule the world. I don't know if it's gonna go that way, but something like that, or maybe it's just a chill
There's
anime
an Esper
that
that wants to rule the world
yeah. I'm trying to remember season one with the whole group there, the powerful Espers,
because
the one guy
because
that's interested into Mob.
what's gonna happen is
Oh, oh, hang on, Pack Punch, we're losing you again. Oh, there we go.
I was saying was he if you see the preview, the orange guy, he's gonna appear again, but he's also I don't know if he's fighting alongside Mob per se,
You're
uh,
talking about the guy in season one,
um,
the piercing
but
dude.
he's gonna appear. I think he may fight him alongside Mob. Not too sure.
Hmm.
I can't say for sure because I don't know. But he might fight alongside Mob in order to fight another organization with Esper.
Yeah, it's okay. Yeah, from season one.
That's probably taken over. But I don't know if he's gonna fight alongside Mob. He might be against Mob this time.
Yeah. Are you talking about the guy that had the piercings or some whatever that fought Mob in
But
season
the
one?
story will go. Story will probably, let's see, probably might go to the route of what is that orange? what is that orange kid's most, what is his ideas, and what does his father plan for?
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting for sure. Because I want to
Is that what is
see,
the dreams and what is the goals of being an Esper?
yeah, and I imagine we're gonna get a
Right.
backstory on Espers. Because do we know? Do we know
Of them,
that
we're gonna
anyone
get
could be
definitely a
an Esper?
backstory.
Do we know if anyone can be an Esper? I don't remember if they really talked about it. Like, is it a certain somebody, or is it just? Yeah, they talked about it a little bit in
I'm
season
not
one, I
sure. I
think,
don't.
with the brother, with Mob's brother there, because he's the one that gets psychic powers later.
Yeah, but
Because he
you know
was normal, and then
he's the brother of Mob at the
yeah.
end of the day.
So yeah, I don't know if it's like a genetic,
Yeah.
like quirk wise, like My Hero or something. Like, is it?
Because even Dimple, when he went inside him, he's like, oh, he has a lot of unlocked potential,
Yeah,
and then the guy was like, oh, I'm gonna keep Dimple inside me
yeah.
because he's useful. He's unlocking my psychic potential that I never thought I had.
Oh, Dimple.
Because the first season, the dynamic was between the brother, a little bit Reagan too, but it was like Mob and his brother,
Yeah, because
and how
his
they
brother's not much
compare
in this one.
how and then compare. He will be though. You
Oh
compare
yeah,
and contrast. Not only, and then this season for right now, it's comparing and contrasting, and having a dynamic between Reagan and Mob
yeah. That's the hardcore focus here so far,
for
which is it's
now.
good.
But
It's definitely
that
good.
but it's gonna be building on more in a dynamic as well.
Yeah.
We shall see what the other characters and what they offer,
Uh,
which is probably will be from the orange haired kid and the
yeah. We'll have to see there. Um, do we have anything else really?
um. What do you mean by anything else?
As in, like, for Mob Psycho, the animation has been pretty damn good. I've been enjoying that a lot.
Yeah.
It
A lot of people have been working on it. A lot
yeah,
of people who worked on even animation films were working on the show.
yeah, definitely. Like I said, episode 5 was very good, very good. Even episode 2, I was like, wow, this is pretty cool. With that big guy fighting the dragger there, that was kind of cool when they're doing the whole fast action thing through the forest. That was pretty cool. Um,
Yeah, that
the
episode was
opening
pretty good.
song, I do like the opening song.
It's the
I
same by that. It's the same.
think
It's the same singers.
I don't know. I
Like
do like the first one, season 1 opening, pretty good a lot. With the whole counting of the 1, 2, 3,
to
um,
100.
100, yeah. I don't know which one I like more. They're pretty good. They're both pretty good. Um, not many new characters really in this one so far. Pretty much, like I said, Reagan and Mob are the main theme in this season so far. Main focus, I guess is the right word to say, which is good because we get a lot more info on them. Um, and I liked when Reagan was going through that press conference when he was like he was pretty much telling the truth to everything, and they kept throwing questions at him, but he's like, "Oh no, no, I didn't do that." And what was his previous job? And he did something that he just didn't like, so he decided to start up. Well, he seen that magazine or whatever, and started up the psychic thing. And I thought it was hilarious. When Reagan when he played the video game to beat the ghost video game player or whatever,
Oh
and
yeah,
he stayed up like nonstop. I was
that
like,
was hilarious.
that's pretty funny. How did you do it? And he just looks like a ghost, pretty much. Just stayed up and played video games. It's so funny.
It's so funny.
It's good stuff. Um, trying to think what else. Music's been good and stuff. Overall, I've just been enjoying the series. I don't really have anything that I didn't like. No, I
Oh,
mean, pacing's been pretty good. It's got that good comedy. If you like One Punch Man, you've never seen Mob Psycho and you like One Punch Man, it's got the comedy, that's for sure. The same, he's his style at least. Um, 'cause- so yeah, I don't know. What else? You got anything else you want to say about it?
mm, not really. I just like my thing is I really like the dynamic between. Has been a very popular character, and he's actually getting his own spin-off manga.
Is he really? That's cool. Well deserved.
Well, he's actually interesting because he's not as of a he. It's like the funny thing is the being I did this is just to kind of conclude everything, but the if you actually think about it, being in the service of others is you're being leached by the you know and the community could be your neighbor, could be somebody you don't know, could be the police officer down the street, and what's interesting is that Reagan wants to be a leech to the community. He wants to be a leech to somebody. He wants to be a leech to a lot of people. The general consensus. That's why he wants to be somebody. And the funny thing is like in order for him to be the leech for people and and give them advice and give them stuff. And yes, Reagan does things for money, but give an example this time. Like he didn't want the money from the possession of the little girl. He could have got probably hundreds of $1,000. He got a lot of money from her. And from if he's like, no, I'm not gonna do it. Yes, there's the bad thing where yeah, he could have possibly been sued, or he would have had a because of all the damages and destruction. But I'm pretty sure the dollars would would change the whole perspective of that. But continuing my point, Reagan wanted to be a leech for the community. In order for him to be the leech for the community, and and he has been a leech in a sense. He wanted to be the leech for the community by doing massages, being there when the community needed him, as in having dialogues, understanding needs or wants. Even though he would slap them and curse at them, it gives them the exact thing they need. So the community's leeching off of him, the community that goes towards him, and in order for him to become even a better leech for the community, he has to leech off of somebody else, and that somebody else was Mob, because there's a community out there that has problems being having regarding psychics, and Mob came at his front door, and Mob needed some help. And for one, and he is part of the community. Mob was part of the community for so even though Reagan is seems more of a leech, and I agree with like Reagan being more of a leech because he's sending off like Mob as a dog, like, oh, do this, do this, do this, come here, come here, come here. Mom needs Reagan as well because he needs that leech. He needs Reagan as to give him the motivation to move forward. Back in the past, now I don't know about now per se. It's probably is still about the same thing. It's Reagan's advice on how to act and how to control himself and compose himself, and teach him things that he can't physically, he can't understand at his age, or make or make and that's really interesting because Reagan, even though he's a leech, Mob needed him needed a leech from Reagan from advice. And Reagan, basically traded is like, here, I'll give you advice for, I'll get for your uses of psychic power. So I guess maybe it's not a leech per se, but I would say maybe it's more of a trade. But at the beginning, Mob needed that because Mob didn't know how to control his abilities, and he would hurt people around him. Um, and even and it's helping the greater community that Reagan's being a leech. Because if he just would have left Mob alone, just says, "Hey, bye," it's like you're just a weirdo kid. Mob probably would have caused more damage and destruction to everybody. Shit, look what you've seen him do battles in the city. Like you destroy whole skyscrapers, or even
Oh yeah.
glass. Like shattering glass is pretty damaging, and like imagine if he would have just got older and not control his energy, and he kept getting bullied. Like he wouldn't be able to. He wouldn't be able to compose himself. He could really injured people,
He
and
probably would have been the villain.
yeah, and that's what I'm saying.
You know.
Even though Reagan is a leech, and I do acknowledge his leechness, Reagan actually is a leech for the community because he also helps the greater community. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So it's kind of funny because the leeching and I think more of it, like I said, Mob and Reagan as of right now we're trading, but at the beginning, Mob didn't offer anything to Reagan other than, oh, I need help.
Oh, there we go. Oh,
Anything. Um, Reagan didn't offer anything because he thought the kid was, hey, oh, you're just a regular kid who has no psychic powers who just needs the advice, so I'm gonna just help you out. Yeah, or just at the time he was like, I just want to help this kid and get out of my face. He needs some guidance or whatever, so I'm gonna say whatever he needs to hear. And at that moment, the Mob leached from Reagan, and that moment was very pivotal for Mob because
thank
it
God he
showed
dropped
him
that
that
coffee.
you're a regular person. Until he dropped that coffee, and
Thank
then it
God.
became more of a trade. And then when he dropped the coffee, and he was like, Reagan was like, oh, I can freaking help the greater community by being the leech they need.
Yeah, and he used Mob in a good way overall.
Yeah, and
It's not like he was
that's my whole
doing
thing.
bad
Like,
things.
yeah, you may dislike the things Reagan did, but you can't deny that all he saved people on camera from what we've seen. He probably do that. He would just be at home getting bullied and then keep going doing that, and then he'll probably he'll probably hurt more people who's getting bullied. He'll think about this: if Reagan never came along, his brother would still have resentment towards him.
Yeah,
So Reagan's really, really pivotal into the story,
very.
and not only he's really pivotal because Mob would just literally explode every moment. Mob will probably be Esper that
Great
everybody
power
would
comes
try to
great
take.
responsibility.
Yeah, but I don't.
It's kind of like Light, right? In Death Note, he went the good
No,
way in a way.
no.
He could no, he could have used Mob a whole different way. I'm saying the beginning of Death Note. Okay, we know later on, but I'm saying like what he did right away with the Death Note. Let's be honest. Reagan could have used them for way worse. Probably could have robbed people. Could have just because Mob is freaking OP. He could have went a
No,
whole
but
different direction.
I think Mob would have had enough sense for that. I think Mob would have had enough sense for that.
Yeah, I don't know. He could have definitely used them though for certain stuff. I guess he technically is
I
from
think
money.
Mob would have had more sense for that. He wouldn't fall into that kind of category. He just
I don't know, man, because it seemed like Reagan was like his last option in a way. We don't know for sure, but
no, he wasn't
it's definitely
really his last
alone.
option. He was just like coming for advice.
But like you
You
said,
know.
like he probably would have been the villain if Reagan never
Yeah, I'm
became the
just saying
friend.
he would have just kept exploding and he would have just kept getting bullied.
Yeah. But
Like
I'm
he
saying
would his
if
brother
Reagan had an
people he
evil
loved would have
side to him, I feel like it could have went a different way. You know, if he had more of an evil side, but he's generally a good guy, but he could have totally,
like,
if he wanted.
and this is the prime example of what we saw in that realm where he just literally just kept getting bullied and bullied day in and day out, and he went through weeks and months and years. Yeah, not years. I think it was just months, but
6
he went
months,
through
yeah.
months. Yeah, he went through excruciating months just getting bullied and just getting picked on, and then he just had enough. Like, and he wasn't exploding constantly. It just took that one time, and he was gonna snap that girl's neck.
Yeah. Well, yeah, eventually.
So, Reagan was.
Well, it was a good thing Dimple went there, though. He's just snap him out of it. Oh, we're losing again, Paka. Like a bunch, we're losing it. Oh. Back a podge. There you go. Yep, there you go. Okay. There you go.
Reagan just helped, Mob B socially understand his social awareness
Yeah.
in this community and understand that, he's a regular person.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just interesting. We could have went a whole different
It's
direction.
Reagan's basically a guidance
Yeah. I
that
don't know.
leeches
Overall, I
off
just think he could have.
to help
It's a good thing Reagan's a
help
good
the
guy.
creator community.
Yeah. Ox says,
And
Mom,
yes,
what color are her panties? I have no
huh?
idea, dude. Oh, in chat here. He said, Mob, what color are her panties?
This is not One Piece, guy.
No. Well, Brooke's not here, man. All right. Do you guys have any questions, though, for us in chat? Do you guys have any things you want to say about Mob Psycho 100 or just anime in general? We got like, I don't know, 5-10 minutes. You guys want to? Up earlier in chat here, that Star Diary Try says Mob starts off so strong, and Mob has grown so much since season 1, which is true. Sure, this is a while back. This is the beginning of the stream. I don't know if he's still here or not, but let's see. Yeah, we were trying to figure out some of your Truffle said it might be your sound card. Don't know. With the whole Discord thing. Or but yeah, overall. If we get any questions here, if chat wants to give us questions, this is the time for you guys to do it. But I have no idea what color are her panties. All right, Brooke. MVP Brooke. Okay. But yeah. Overall, join the series. Join it. I still haven't bought season 1. I do want to buy it. Add it to my collection. Haven't yet. I got One Punch Man. Got the limited edition One Punch Man, but I don't have Mob Psycho 100 yet. I'm behind in my buying animes. There's a list. So, I just bought my wife the Ancient Magnus Bride for one of her birthday gifts because her birthday is tomorrow. So,
Happy birthday.
yeah, happy birthday to the wife.
Superior.
Happy. It's a very good series. Yeah, you talking about Mob?
But
or are you talking about Ancient
seems
Magnus
like
Bride?
if you guys have got no more questions, we'll definitely make it on the next podcast episode.
Yeah. If you guys ever have any questions for us, just put them in the chat. Try to, savor them.
Yeah.
Or we're just. I'm thinking about maybe if we did this at the end of our podcast, do like a question, time. So
yeah. So that's basically my case in point. I almost have nothing else to say.
Oh yeah, it's 7 episodes, dude. So like we actually covered pretty good for. Like Rise of the Shield Hero, when we did that was kind of tough just because that was 6 episodes. There's only so much you could go off of, and there was no season 1 for Rising of the Shield. Well, there is a season 1, but there's no. It's the first season of the series. So, But yeah. So, anyways, we are the Otaku Town. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. All right, this man here, Pack a Punch, is having a little bit of mic issues, but it wasn't that bad. Only just a few moments.
Yep.
It's Discord, I think. I think it's just Discord. So,
Discord's not being kind to me, but it's okay.
but anyways, I think we're gonna try to get an episode Friday. I think that's our
Yep.
plan.
Yep.
For episode 21. I can't believe we're on 20 episodes already. Thank all of you for listening. Are listening, watching, wherever you're getting the content from. If you're watching it on YouTube or right now or on the apps, much appreciated. Much. But anyways, yeah, we're the Otaku Town, and we love to talk anime. I mean, just straight up anime talk. So sometimes we get way deep into the lore, and I just like to throw random stuff out there. So we are live, Truffle. So, but anyways, yeah, definitely check out Pack a Punch. He just came out with a new video on YouTube. All right, check it out. Check it out. Especially if you're is the Gundam the newest one, right?
Yeah, the Gundam's the newest one.
It's really good. All right, I just watched it before. Before we went live here. I gave it a thumbs up, just so you know.
Yep. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. But if it sucks, don't give it a thumbs up.
No, dude. No, it's good quality. You got good info. I like your editing skills, dude. Very good. Very good.
So I'll get better. Yeah. It's only gonna take time. I watched a movie actually before I came here. Watched the Gundam.
Oh, nice, dude.
So,
I'm way behind in the Gundam series. I need to you guys. Well, we've talked about this. That I need to watch a Gundam series that you love that we could talk about. Because I know you love your Gundam, and I would like to talk. I like Gundam too. I'm so far behind. Like Gundam Wing is my favorite. But that's
if you want a better version of Gundam Wing, watch Gundam 00.
00? All right, we'll put that on there.
Gundam 00's animation wise, it's amazing. It's spectacular.
Okay.
But it's really good. The movie maybe a hit or miss for some people. I liked it because literally it was just hype, to be honest with you. And it just shows what the dialogues to come really are. The reason why Gundam 00 is probably a really good entry point for a lot of people who don't watch Gundam. It's because, well, have you ever watched Code Geass?
Yeah, I watched Code Geass.
Okay,
I enjoy Code Geass. It's
like how can I say it? Gundam? It's very good. It's very good in the aspect of it. It's suitable.
Yeah.
Like everything Gundam does, even from the first genre, the first series, it's relatable.
Yeah.
I give you an example. So like in the first,
right?
Yeah, there's a lot of politics. If you don't really like politics, if you're a beginner to this like thought into anime, and then like you only want to watch, like my thing is with Gundam is like not a one-time rewatch. It's not a one-time watch. You have to may watch it again.
Yeah.
Because like the puzzle is much bigger than what it seems. And when you first watch it, you're just like, oh my god, like Gundam's not like a show that you just watch once. You're like, oh, I'm done. It's like you're trying to understand the characters' thoughts, what circumstances they're in, how they were raised. Yeah, you can kind of get that from the beginning, but then there's key plot points because there's points where like you'll be like, why don't they just do this? And it's like they can't do that because obviously, there'll be a whole bunch of war and a whole bunch of things going on. And Gundam kind of explains itself in that situation. Like even in the original Gundam, what happened was Earth was getting overpopulated and they sent people to space and because of overpopulation. So, and the rich and wealthy only stayed on Earth.
Yeah.
Now what happened was the space people actually became highly, better and they actually wanted their independence from Earth. And because they wanted their independence from Earth, things changed dramatically. Like war broke out. You know, basically theorizations of new race and stuff like that, and what does you know the future of mankind hold for the future, you know
Yeah.
like what will mankind do, because constantly there's conflict. This conflict is caused from ABC because people are greedy, some people are this, people are for more. Like there's a lot of aspects. So and Gundam captures all of it, and then basically fun. How can I say it? Filters it down all the way into the personalities of each character, and from there, every character has a role to play, and some that don't seem have a role do have a role later on. So that's what makes Gundam really good, because it's like you're always having a lot of characters and a lot of plot points and a lot of understanding of how characters think.
So there you
It's not
go.
like a it's not like a oh my god, it's amazing. It's like a interesting. I see how they,
Yeah.
you know, put that into fruition,
I,
because some questions you don't have answered right away,
yeah.
and that you have to like pay attention to what's going on. Like even recently in the Gundam Unicorn movie I just saw today, Gundam NT, like, there's a lot of different things that happen that kind of explained Gundam Unicorn's ability itself and what was happening.
Yeah.
It's just certain things. Read the novels and pay attention to what's going on, how characters actually interact within their respective universes,
Yeah.
and what do they offer to the general story. But that's basically it.
Yeah. I've enjoyed Gundam, the ones I've seen. I haven't seen many.
Yeah,
I
because
used
to
to
be
have the
honest
freaking
with you,
toys and everything, man. Like I had
because
all
to
kinds of
be
stuff.
really with you, Gundam Wing is probably one of the worst ones.
Yeah. I enjoyed it,
Speaking
so that's a
wise,
good thing.
plot wise, when like you'll watch, if you watch the other ones and you watch Gundam Wing, it doesn't even compare. Like the memes are funny and everything, but like the really serious, like Hero Yui is pretty freaking bland. Other than the fact of his memes, but like if you watch the other series, they they have a lot more character development than Hero Yui would ever have.
It's all about the death scythe, man. There. For
But
Gundam Wing.
it is what it is. Like
Uh,
that's why I don't. That's why when I even watched Gundam Wing, I was just like,
I was gonna say Ox here says he's about to get another sub, so I think Oxman's gonna go give you a little love there on YouTube. Windstar says if you're a beginner to Gundam, I recommend G Gundam. It's not as politic as the others. What do you think about that? Oh, hang on. Audio. There you go. Oh,
G Gundam is not political, but it focused heavily on Domon Kashu. Um, a person ignoring his own feelings. Well, not ignoring his own feelings, I would say. He's ignoring the feelings of people close to him for the sake of revenge. Gene Gundam is really good, but a lot of people probably won't like it because it's really old. It's kind of old, and you have a lot of
gotta
people
enjoy
don't
the
like turning back the
classics.
time.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't like turning back the time clock.
No.
But Domo Kashu is crazy strong physically. He probably could beat almost any Gundam fighter one in hand to hand combat, person to person. The reason why is because he can actually kick buildings and skyscrapers with his fist.
That's pretty strong.
And yeah, he's ridiculously strong. And not only that, he can dodge bullets and he can catch bullets.
Yeah, that's pretty.
And a lot of rounds. Like he can literally hand like one hand, catch a whole clip of bullets shot at him
Oh, it's good
from
reaction
probably
time,
less
man.
than yeah. It's fun though. G Gundam is a really fun anime.
Yeah, I need to get more into it. I just haven't. Cuz I like the video games and everything, and I've watched the old classic like Gundam Wing and that, and whatever else was on Tanami. I don't know what
Yeah,
other ones. I don't remember the names, but this was back like early 2000s when I was a kid.
because
So,
the whole thing Zex was trying to do is what the original writers tried to do with which is Char Aznavour. Char Aznavour was trying to freaking throw that freaking whole colony, a
yeah.
space colony, down on Earth, so Earth will be destroyed. That's the same thing Zex was doing.
Hmm.
But the thing is, Zex was doing enough. His motive was so much weaker than the other iterations of the other stories.
Oh, yeah. So yeah, we'll have to eventually. I'll have to watch something here so we can do a Gundam. Look at the 001 there. But anyways, you guys got a little Gundam talk there, just so you guys know. If you guys haven't watched Gundam at all, Pack Punch is definitely your man. What's over here? So, but anyways, this is episode 20, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. Got a little Gundam content in there with some Mob Psycho 100. So hope you guys enjoy. If you guys like it, hit that subscribe button for both of us. All right, we got both channels. Definitely give both of us some love. Also, if you hit that, what is it? I don't know, follow or like or whatever, or rate on the apps. I don't know how all of them are different. So, like for Spotify, iTunes, whatever, we'd really appreciate it. But yeah, overall, thank you guys just for showing up.
All right, guys. Peace out till next time.
Yeah, have a good one, guys. And for you oldish crew people, I'll be starting the stream in probably 10 minutes. So, all right. See you guys next time. Adios.
See you.